So today we are here to talk to some of the key stakeholders in the tourism industry here in Ghana. We're going to talk to people who manage hotels, restaurants, some of the key stakeholders like those who manage this castle behind me today. We're going to talk to people to find out, have the numbers really been increasing? Are there really people coming because of Year of Return? What are the benefits? What are the negative reactions? Let's find out as we talk to everyone today. Now, we're sitting here at One Africa that you founded.
Along with my husband.
Yes.
Yes.
And the two of you moved here from the United States.
Yes, from New York City.
And decided to start this. Now, over the years, have you seen a steady growth in people coming here? And has the recent influx of people from Year of Return resulted in you seeing an impact in growth here?
Well, from when we started coming until now, even before the Year of Return, we've seen a lot more diasporan Africans coming. I think part of the reason for their coming is that they have come and seen or come and heard about what we're doing here and have seen that it's possible to live someplace other than in America or in Europe. So I would have to say that many of us, I know particularly One Africa, Mabel's Table, we have been inspirations for people who've thought about coming, but until they saw us on YouTube and all other sorts of marketing tools, social media, that they've been inspired to come. And as far as the Year of Return, the Year of Return certainly has increased the numbers of people who would come. And we're talking about people at all levels. You're talking about people who are famous, actors, actresses, other people in positions that normally we wouldn't see them, not in those kind of numbers, okay? And so yes, we've seen that increase. But I also had a lot of people who were repeaters, who had been here before and were coming back again, either for Panafest or because it was vacation time.
So what do you attribute to that, people coming back, especially specifically here to One Africa?
They like me. They love me, okay?
That's a good
No.
reason.
Well, one, the food is great, but One Africa offers a atmosphere of return. There's a certain spirituality in being at One Africa. We are also geographically situated between two major edifices that held our ancestors, and that's a real big plus, not for me in terms of business, but it's a plus in terms of the cultural awareness of who it is that we are, where it is that we came from, how did we get to where we were, and the fact that we are actually returning. And years ago, not many people thought about coming to Africa because of the kind of negative hype. So One Africa has positioned itself as being a drop off the grid place. If you want AC, TV, Wi-Fi, stuff like that, well, you have to go someplace else because we don't offer that. And we don't offer it purposely. It's like, take a moment away from what you always do. We all go out together, everybody's on cell phone. We have air conditioning. Your customers leave the room and leave the air conditioners going. You're sitting here. You feel the breeze. You don't need an air conditioner. And it goes on until in the night.
Yeah.
We have rituals that we do here when people come. We do foot washings and things like that, and connections with our ancestors, okay? And that's important. That's very important to us. The idea of the Year of Return was a good one. It did increase revenue, the economy. It opens the doors for possibilities. And Ghana being the gateway of return, which is cool, it opens the door to other places in Africa that we can go.
So far, you know that a lot of people have been coming from abroad. Have you seen it impacting your business, and do you think it's been a good thing so far?
I think it's been good so far. I think We've had a couple of people coming over, and sometimes you get to talk to them, and then they tell you about why they're in Ghana. They tell you they want to get their connection to go back to their roots. They come around and then they ask for food, certain types of food. And then when you tell them, okay, we have this, we have that, they tell you, no, we actually want the local food and stuff because we want to have a taste of what it is like to be here. And I think it's been good. So far, so good. I mean, they've been coming from time to time. It's not like they come in groups or with buses and all that. During Panafest, we actually had people coming over on a bus and stuff like that. But after that, I think ever since they finished Panafest, it's just been once in a while you see people coming in and out, and it's not been bad at all. I think it's really helped a lot of businesses around here, and we haven't done badly with them too.
Now, with your return, when this 2019, wraps up, do you think that you're going to continue to see people coming and stopping here as you have over the course of this year?
Well, you know that usually people, they always want to hear somebody say something before they can. I also try to connect with the whole idea of coming back. So I think so far we're still going to have people coming over. Once people get to share the experiences here and everything, and then they're positive, obviously it would inspire others to come.
So we're walking here through Cape Coast Castle, and there's a lot of people who come here seeking their roots, their ancestry, people who come from abroad for decades. But now this year, because it's the year of return that the government has declared and invited people from the diaspora to come, it seems like there's a lot more discussions about this place and as well as Elmina. Have you noticed more people coming here as a result? Are people telling you that that's why they're coming, or is it the same as before?
Honestly speaking, the volume increased astronomically as compared to the previous years that we held the Panafest and Emancipation Day festival. So honestly speaking, people that have come or who came last month, last 2 months, swelled to an astronomical level. We weren't too much surprised because, as you rightly put it, the president declared a year of return. The publicity initially, though, wasn't too massive, but later we realized that it went down well with many, and then the influx was superb.
What are some of the comments that people are making when they come here about their visits?
Certainly they came here to seek their root. The root is certainly Africa, and then yes, but majority align themselves to the shores of Gold Coast, because the whole of Africa, Gold Coast, Ghana today had about 3 slave dungeons and then many forts, all right, and millions of enslaved Africans to the diaspora also passed through the shores of Gold Coast.
Have you noticed, I know you said that it's really increased astronomically, but have the numbers actually shown that? Because we had somebody who told us that he had seen triple the numbers in his establishment. Are you able to say about how many numbers of the increase or percentage, if you're aware?
I collate the statistics at the end of the year. I get it monthly basis. Yes, when I compare that of July and August to that of previous years, yes, this year it was up, I must say. Honestly speaking, it went up.
December is staged to be a very, very busy month, which means an influx of people who will be coming again, like how you saw it during Panafest. Is there anything that you're doing to prepare your staff or for yourself to get ready for increased numbers, or will you continue just doing what you've been doing and doing, a good job of it?
We'll continue do whatever we're doing, but this time around we have to move the level up a bit and then also train more hands. We are preparing, and we also have to widen the scope of our research work and then bring on board many that are factual. So we present it to our brothers and sisters that we are still waiting them to come and see whatever happened here centuries ago.
Your return. What are your thoughts on it when you first heard that the president was declaring this to be a year to welcome people from the diaspora to come home?
The year of return came as the biggest platform to invite our brothers and sisters from the diaspora to come back home. The president couldn't have done it any better. The year of return is so massive. I would say the biggest tourism spotlight that has happened to Ghana. It brought about all the big giants from the diaspora to Africa. Usually we'll be doing 1 or 2 tours, but this time around we handled 4 or 5 trips almost 50 people. So clearly there's increase in numbers. And when you look at the booking we have ahead, November, December is a phenomenon. It has never happened before. We'll be doing something around 10, 12 tours at the same time.
Certain stakeholders have thoughts and ideas about the value of year of return. I want to know what you think about it, if it was a good initiative to start with.
Well, I think that it was a very good initiative, by the president, and also the Ghana Tourism Authority, the Office of Diasporan Affairs, and also all the stakeholders, have played their part. So it's a very good initiative, and I think it has brought Ghana to the limelight, because now a lot of people are coming to Ghana, and those who did not know about us, now know about us. So it's a very good initiative, especially for the tourism industry.
I was going to ask you, because you have this tourism company, what exactly have you seen? And have you seen an increase in the bookings as a result over the last couple of months? I know have been the busiest, but over the whole year.
Well, I will not say I've seen a lot of bookings. I've not seen any significant increase in my bookings. But being in the castle here, I've seen that a lot of visitors, are coming. So whether it comes to me or not, that is not much of a problem, because it brings revenue to our country. So if my other competitors are getting the business, it is for us all. Because government will, earn revenue in taxes, there will be foreign exchange, and these monies will be used to develop the whole country. So it is for us all.
I'm glad you said that, because sometimes some people are not seeing the benefit for everybody.
No, it depends on their perceptions. So I think if you are an individual that is myopic, self-centered, then you will not appreciate what goes to your brother. Yeah, but whether it comes to you or not, we are all in the same boat. So it doesn't matter whether it comes to you, but since it comes to the country, it is for us all. This is how I personally feel or think about it.
What do you expect once this year is over, if there's anything that's going to continue for next year, as far as you're still seeing a number of people increased?
When we are done with 2019, I would want the Ghana Tourism Authority, and also the ministry to continue with the impetus, and the energy that they've injected into the marketing of the industry. Besides, we need to also improve sanitation, in the country, because I've observed that many visitors come and they are not so happy about sanitation. So it is up to us to make a conscious effort, as we've made in marketing, to also get to the ground, and start doing practical things. And I have also observed that many people are coming in, but they do not come through tour operators. So I can confidently say that our tourism policies, is a bit lousy, or our doors are too open. In other countries, for example, in Egypt, you cannot travel in there and do tours on your own. You need to partner with a local, operator. Ghana, we don't have that policy here. So anybody at all can come in, take advantage of the system, and live without the local operators and tour guides also benefiting. So this is the area I would want the authority to look at.
What are your thoughts on year of return?
I think it's a very positive thing that the government has done. I would say it's been one of the greatest ideas for the past decade when it comes to my industry.
Decade?
That's what I should say.
Wow, that's amazing.
If you look at the year of return, the impact it has had on my hotel specifically, it's great.
And when you speak of impact, what are the numbers you're seeing?
If I compare figures as at this time last year, you'll notice that there's been a great change. Some of the months we are doing twice the figure we had last year.
Twice the figure?
Yeah, in fact, last month, I'm very certain that we will do 3 times what we had last year.
3 times what you did last
Yes,
year.
exactly.
You know what's interesting about that is last month was the month of Emancipation, Panifest, as well as the actual 400-year anniversary of first slaves arriving in the U.S. on August 20th. So that's really interesting. I didn't expect you to say 3 times the amount.
Yes, yes. If there's anything for us in this industry to be thankful to the government, it will be the year of return.
That's amazing.
It will be the year of return, honestly.
I'm so happy to hear you say this.
I don't know what the government did, but I think they did a lot of work in the diaspora, informing people, letting people know about the year of return. A lot of people come here. We notice that some of them is their first time of coming to Africa and making Ghana the destination point. I mean, it's something that we are also happy about.
So we're here at the Art Gallery in the Art Center, and I'm here with Solomon, who is the sales attendant here. There's such beautiful artworks here in this gallery. I wanted to ask you, year of return this year, I'm sure you've heard some of the news and reports talking about year of return. What do you think about it?
I wish every year this year return goes on, because seriously, I've met different tourist actors in here. And secondly, too, we have a lot of Black Americans that appreciate that.
So are you finding that people are coming and buying things, or they're just, admiring a lot of the work?
Seriously, they really helped us. We are having one show that was Variation, exhibition that went on this year. And this year returns really, really helped us to make a good sales out of this exhibition.
I'm really glad to hear that. It's been helpful for you. So when you compare how it was last year to this year, would you say it's better?
It's far better. This year was very amazing. And I never thought we would get a tourist from January till this month continuously. It's very amazing.
Okay, so that means you've seen a steady traffic going every month throughout the whole year.
100%. Every month, you have been making a good sales out of this year return. So I wish next year it will continue.
You've heard about Year of Return. Do you think that it's been a good thing for the Art Center? Have you noticed any significant sales, or has it been the same for you?
In actual fact, it's yielded a lot, but we were actually expecting more, but it couldn't come that way as it's been hyped.
Was there anything that you were expecting before people came? Before Year of Return, was it any different than the mood? Because sometimes some of the people we've talked to have said they feel like there's a different energy. People are talking more about Ghana. Have you felt any of that? Was it different last year than it is this year? If you have, yes or no?
In actual fact, coincidentally, the year of returns actually came during our bumper season, where summer holidays people do visit us. So it has coincided with it, and I may say this year has not been so much impacting as it used to be, but all the same, it was okay.
Is there anything about the Ghana tourism industry that you think could be done to help improve people like yourself when it comes to selling your merchandise?
They should help us to improve on our works. Maybe they can hold some kind of seminars for us to be able to educate us as to how to improve on our works.
I'm sure you've heard about Year of Return, have you?
Yes, I hear about it.
Okay. And what are your thoughts about the whole campaign that the government has started?
People come, but yes, but how we expecting that they'll buy? They didn't buy. Okay, according to me, what I expecting that if they come, yeah, they'll buy. The price is not too much for us, but they came inside. We thank government for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you found people came, but they weren't buying? Or you're finding that people did not come and they did not buy from your shop?
Yeah, people came, but the price, like the way the price, what we are expecting, that when they come, they'll buy, they give good price. Most of them, they come, they buy, but it's like the the price is no, it didn't favorable or it's not profitable.
Do you agree that it's true that sometimes the sellers here make prices too high for foreigners, which would make them not want to buy? Because people have been talking that the art center, that some of the sellers make the price so high when they see that you're a foreigner. Is that true?
One side I can say is true. People say that, but according to we who have shop here, we are selling, sometimes the tax we are paying for government and we are paying rent. So it's different from those who are selling at the roadside. And you can see the same product now. Government is no privilege as you can see the same product in Mokola, where someone can just bring in there and sell it anyhow, any price. But we are here, government will come to take tax, we pay rent, we pay many things here. So when you give the price compared to what someone at the roadside is selling at Mokola, they say it's very expensive. Our price is very expensive. But we, according to what we are paying and what we are spending here, we are not giving too expensive price. It's affordable. Everybody can come and buy.
So you're saying that your prices are high because of the rent and because of taxes?
Yes.
Why would that not be extended to everyone? Because some Ghanaians have said that they know the prices are higher for foreigners than for a local Ghanaian.
Some people say that, but particularly at my shop here, the way I have a lot of customers. So I don't make difference between foreigners and the Ghanaian or local people. So I give the same price to everyone.
Kande is a designer, handbag designer here in the Art Center. So have you noticed from last year to this year, are there more people coming to the Art Center?
No, this year was being slow. The market was not good like the last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The market is very slow this year.
Okay. So that means that you're not making the same sales like last year?
No. Slow.
Okay. So why do you think it's been slow? Because some other people have told us for them it's been good.
Oh yeah, the tourism have been not coming. They have been coming one, but not like last year.
As a sales and marketing manager here at Labadi Beach Hotel, what are your thoughts about Year of Return and the fact that the president launched this initiative?
I think it's a very good initiative, if you ask my opinion. It's one of the best initiatives that we've ever had to promote tourism. Look, people come here, and when they see what their ancestors went through, they feel like, wow, what is this? I mean, they are touched. So I think it's something that we should promote it, but in a different way as to what we've done currently. First of all, by saying Year of Return, 400 years, people should come and see where they were taken from and so on and so forth. It's not enough. I think we should go a step further. Most of these African Americans, they want to come back home. If I say home, where they came from or their ancestors were from. But it becomes so expensive a trip for them. I think that we should look at it in a holistic manner. The government should involve all stakeholders, be it hoteliers, airlines, the tourism authority, because some of these things you don't sit in an office and decide on what to do. Ghana is supposed to be one of the most expensive destinations, and I can assure you of that. Hotel rates are very expensive. Airline fares very expensive because they cannot also reduce their fares with all these taxes and landing fees. Hotels can also not reduce their rates because of all this high cost of doing business in Ghana. So all these things must be looked at so that we make it flexible for tourism to grow in this country. If we don't look at these things in a holistic way, tourism will never grow here, because the tourists who will come here, it means they have to save for years before they will be able to come and spend in Ghana or to see where they were taken from. All right, so I think it's a very good initiative, but we need to move a step further to make it better, so to speak.
Are you noticing that this year compared to last year, are there any changes in the numbers of people you have staying in the hotel?
Certainly yes for August. I would say yes for August, because we had quite a number of people coming through for August, especially booked by the travel agents. Yet again, I must say, most travel agents in Ghana are doing their own thing. They are trying hard. So the government is not coming in to assist them. They are trying hard. I think it should be a collaboration so that some of these things will be done freely and people will get more, would I say, business out of this year of return. Yes, we got businesses in August, which was massive. I would not complain at all. It was good, but we could have done more. December is the last half of December is sold out. No room in Accra for December. From the 26th upwards to the 1st of August, January, you will not get room because it's all to do with the year of return.
I think the year of return is one of the biggest initiatives in Ghana's tourism. In my limited view, or maybe from where I sit, the other major catalysts have been PanaFest and the Joseph Project to a certain extent, and then now the year of return. Why do I say that? Ghana's default market or tourism market is the African American market due to our many years of affinity and association with Africans in the diaspora, both in the Americas and the Caribbean. So anything that is targeted at this market helps to lift up the industry, give it another lease of life. Because truth be told, I believe that we needed this initiative as a catalyst to help us recover from all the negatives that have been happening in West Africa, which have impacted our business, from Ebola and also from Boko Haram and all the insurgencies in northern Nigeria, Mali, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire. All these things have negatively impacted Ghana, though they've not happened within Ghana. Since the Ebola hit in 2014, the industry almost ground to a halt. And for some of us who are one of the larger players, we really felt it because we have commitments, we have full-time staff, we have buses we need to maintain and the like. So it was really, really welcoming for us to learn about this new initiative of the Year of Return. And we try to position ourselves very well to ensure that we are part and parcel of it, not only to benefit from it, but also contribute to make it a success. Yeah, so I think overall the Year of Return initiative has been a very successful initiative, and now the question is, what do we do to sustain it? We need to be able to build a catalyst around it.
Thank you so much for talking to us. I appreciate it, and all the best for the rest of the year and beyond.
Pleasure, sir.
So today we are talking to Gloria Mensah, who is the country manager for South African Airways. And it's one of the airways that we see a lot of people patronizing throughout the continent of Africa and beyond. Many people have been traveling on SAA to Ghana during this Year of Return. So we thought it was important to speak with her about her experiences as country manager and what people may be saying about traveling with your airline. And if you've seen any impact from Year of Return.
I think the Year of Return was such a great initiative. In my view, it is an opportunity or a framework that has been created for business, specifically in the tourism sector, which also touches on aviation, to flourish, because it gave a reason to people to fly to Ghana. And as a carrier that offers direct services between Washington, D.C. and Accra, we have seen quite a significant number of groups flying in course of this year. And we're still counting. As part of the activities on the calendar of the Year of Return, we have seen a peak on the Jamestown to Jamestown activity, and we're also expecting more on Afrochella, which is coming up in December. Apart from that, we met quite a number of the groups that came, and for some of them, this was their first time, and we believe they're going to touch other people, families, friends, to say, come along and experience Ghana. So we have seen load factors increase throughout the year.
So it's definitely been positive for you, year of return for you and SAA. Before the year began and the president made the announcement, being in the tourism industry, I'm sure it's something that piqued your interest immediately. Did your team think about putting together a plan to prepare for the people who were coming, or was it just something you kind of waited to see what would happen through the year?
I will say that on a few occasions, we as a team, let me say the airline industry, the airline group here, were invited by the Ghana Tourism Authority to be part of the planning and to give suggestions. So we became a part of the early stages of the planning, what the opportunities were, how we could take advantage of that early enough for us to put in some good plans. That is how we pitched on Jamestown to Jamestown, because of the peculiar story that it brought to the fore, to say that the first ship that carried the slaves from Accra, or so from Africa, let me say, landed actually in Jamestown in Virginia. And in Accra, Ghana also, there is a Jamestown city here. And we thought that was a very thrilling concept to plan some trip that will start from Jamestown in Virginia and also come to touch on Jamestown in Accra. So I believe that once the government made the announcement and provided the framework, and Ghana Tourism Authority also bringing us as a vision group on board to share the vision and the plan, we managed to fit ourselves into the bigger plan to take advantage of. We believe that the exposure that has so far been created for the country as a whole, and for the airline having flown different groups of people coming in for one event or the other, there will be a spillover from that exposure, because, like I said, conversations that we had with most of the group members are saying, this is, for me, this is my Mecca. This is what I heard from someone. And I'm going to make sure that my family comes also. So this is how we expect that word of mouth would actually promote the destination and would also invariably increase patronage on the flights. So we have actually just launched daily flights to Washington, D.C. We've added 2 more frequencies. We're flying 5 times per week. Now we fly every day. So what we've done is that we have increased access for people who want to come. And we have identified a few groups that we can work with to try and promote the destination. Also in the U.S., one significant contact that we have made, which I think is helpful, is the NAACP. They were very critical in promoting the year of return for the Jamestown to Jamestown activity that we planned, we collaborated on. And the Dinkra Tours is actually a tour operator that we have developed a relationship with and is growing. As we speak now, South African Airways North American office is probably going to have a joint exhibition with the Dinkra group at one of the conventions for Black African Americans in the U.S. So we have a plan to continuously position the airline as the most convenient and the most preferred, that offers you the most shortest possible time to fly to Ghana.
It's evident that through our conversations today with people in the local business community that Year of Return has had more positive effects than negative. It's been the catalyst to inviting people from the diaspora home to Ghana. And we are so happy to be a part of this journey of all of these people who are coming here, not only this year, but for years to come. My name is Ivy Prosper. Thanks for watching. You can follow Year of Return on social media at the handle Year of Return on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And visit our website at yearofreturn.com for more information.